Hi there, it's Karen here from Turquoise Treasures, and welcome back to my channel and to Roxy's Weekly Challenge Week 9. Already it's Week 9. Where did it go? I got my little book out because this is where I write down the different challenges and whether I've done them or not. I'm ticking them as I go. So this week it's fun window flips made from junk mail. So I've got my junk mail out. I don't know if I'll do them all. I very much doubt it. But I'm going to try and do at least 2. But I've given myself choices because they're all different, so I don't know which ones will look better. So actually they need to be that way up. That was the way she did them, I think. I don't know if it makes any difference. Yeah, so I'm going to just cut them down because I think that she separates them, doesn't she, from the back. So I'm going to do that. Got my trimmer. Separate them. And I've never had ones with the green lining before. These are new. Right, so I trimmed this one down because it was just too big. But it has got a much bigger window as well. Look at that. But it was not going to fit on a page if I kept it as tall as it was. So that's what we've got. Now we need to fold in some about half an inch for the flip, which can either wrap around a book page or sit on a page. I think I prefer it when it wraps it around because when it sits on, it can make it a bit bulky. So that's that one. So this one, because I've had to cut it down so much, and also because it was very torn, I've actually had to make it quite narrow here. I'm not sure this is going to work so well, to be perfectly honest, now that I've got it, because it's got a much narrower bit to fold over, so I might have to leave that one for another project. Think about what I'm going to do with that. Or I suppose I could use it, I could hinge it with an extra piece of paper, so maybe that's what I'll do. I won't fold that one, I'll add a hinge to keep the width. That seems like a good plan. I almost feel like this one doesn't need a lot of lining because it's just got such a pretty inner. It's from the, I'm not quite sure. This is from from hospital, so I thought it might be from one of the nature charities that we belong to, but no, this is from the hospital. So yeah, that's a beautiful liner. Might just keep that. Less work to do. That doesn't look very straight. I'm not sure what I've done there. I'm not sure about that. I don't think that's right. I don't know. Still not sure it's right, but I think we'll have to go with it now. It looks a bit straighter than it did. Right. Yeah, so that goes at the top, doesn't it? Okay, let's make a start on doing some of these. So, Right, I've got a whole bunch of small scraps, so I think I might just pull a few out and see what I can do. So I've got quite a lot from the Pink Parisian, which was a really lovely kit I worked with on my paper bag journal. So I might like to use a bit of that. That's a nice piece. See if I can find any narrow pieces. Don't know. Oh, here's some smaller bits. Just pull out a bunch, a few bits there from the... I shall want to do a music related one. I will try and do that. Oh, that's got a little bit of music on it. I might use that. Some lovely little pieces here, buried at the bottom of my basket. It's amazing how quickly the scraps do start to build up. Didn't think I had many, but I had more than I thought. Right, so we probably need a piece to go down here. Now, if I'm going to wrap it around the page, I need to actually do them flat, don't I? Now I've folded it, I need to unfold it so I can collage straight across there. So that piece I really like. So I'll just trim it afterwards. Whoops. So let's get started. Right. So I hope everybody's doing well and having a good weekend. Well, it's just the start of my weekend, but we haven't got any big plans today, so I thought, right, Rachel only uploaded her video yesterday. I've got a bit of a watermark here where I must have, you can see it's marked on the back, so I'm going to have to put it this way around so I can cut that bit off. So I thought I'd get this done as soon as I could and get this one in the can. Even though last week, you may have, I don't know whether you noticed, it suddenly popped up late on a Thursday evening. That was because I forgot to upload it. I'd actually done the video quite a few days. It was all ready to be uploaded for Wednesday, which is when I'm trying to upload my Roxy's weekly challenge, and it was all ready and I completely forgot to upload it, which was very foolish. Now, in the light of my current paranoia, I'm going to check whether this is actually recording. Yes, we're all good. I've made so many ridiculous mistakes lately. I'm just getting a bit paranoid now. Whether things are recording and whether... I think that's quite a nice piece. That could go all the way down there, couldn't it? Okay. Right. Actually, I might just glue it and trim it afterwards. But I do want to just tidy up this edge because it's a bit fluffy. I call fluffy. And I don't mind fluffy sometimes on the edge, but I think on the edge of the window, it's not such a good look. Yeah, so we have a quiet day today, quietish. I mean, I've got a few things to do, but tomorrow we're going to my daughter. So my younger daughter's birthday was last week. She's actually a leap year baby, so she only gets a real birthday, of course, every 4 years, and that will be next year. But we still celebrate it, of course. And we just celebrated a day early. but we try to perhaps make a little bit more of the day when it comes around. Oh, that's the one thing I knew I'd forgotten something. I always forget to get something out. This time it's the baby wipes. Oops. So because this is a bigger piece, I'm going to use my tacky glue just because I find it a bit easier on a large piece than the glue stick. Yeah, so Hannah is a leap year baby, I didn't time it very well, but 6 days after she was born, it was Jenny's birthday. So now we've got hers to celebrate this weekend. And because there's 5 years between them, so I don't think we ever did joint parties, even though their birthdays were so close. Because there was, particularly when they were younger, there was too big an age gap. I think they had one joint party in all the years. So every year it was we get Christmas out of the way, and I think, we've got birthday season to get through, because it was always so full on with the 2 birthdays so close together. It's obviously not quite such a big deal these days. Now they're all grown up and they have partners to organise their birthdays for them, don't they? So Jenny's partner has organised a surprise afternoon tea for her, which is going to be tomorrow. Oops, I think that's the wrong way around. Which way around does this need to be? Don't think it matters too much. No idea where this piece comes from, which kit. But I thought it goes quite nicely. It's probably... I have no idea. No idea. Right, I need a piece of something drier to just wipe this. Yeah. Get rid of that bit. Nasty. Okay. So we got that glue down here. Now I do need a nice little piece across the top. So I've got a piece of this one. It's a bit too close in colour. No, that's not that doesn't go that way. What about that piece? No, I'm not sure about that. What about this one? That's quite nice. Yeah, so that's tomorrow afternoon, and then tomorrow morning Richard noticed that there's a craft fair on locally somewhere. So, yes please. I want to keep the top edge, so I need to just trim that down a little bit. I don't want to lose all of this little swirly bit, so I'll just trim it to there, and then I might just trim it off a bit at the top. So yeah, that can go there. Okay. Yeah, so we're going to have to get our skates on tomorrow morning, because we want to get to this craft fair, and then we've got to get to Jenny's for 1 o'clock, so I'm not very good at speediness in the morning. I have definitely slowed down. Now, have I made that, is it showing too much? It's showing a little bit. I need to push it up a little bit. Hang on, let's see if I can peel it up and move it up a little bit. I don't want it showing in the window. Okay, that's better. And I'll just have to trim it off a little bit at the top. Alright. So in Rachel's video she did do a pocket on one of hers, but I'm going to do pockets on all of the ones I do. I think they need a pocket, otherwise in my mind they don't really have much of a purpose, these things, if they don't have somewhere to put some ephemera. Okay. Just straighten up this little edge. Or do I want to put that down there? No, because then I've got 2 places to fill, haven't I then? Just a little bump in the road there. Oops. Okay. Put that there, I think. It's so sticky doing these things. Okay, what can I put down at the bottom here? Let's find a nice piece of book page, and there's a bit sitting right on the top of my not sure about that actually. Not sure it's going to fit. And I do want it to go right across, otherwise I don't want it to look too patchy. So I'll use that another time. What else have I got? I've got something wide. Is this going to fit? No. Like this piece. Yeah, that might work. That one, and let's do the next one. Right, I might make this one a bit music related, shall we? See if we can find some bits with music on. There's got to be music with it. It's actually scrapbook paper, I think. It's a bit thick. I did have some scraps from, yes I do, from the vintage Viola kit that I'm using. Like this. Okay, so might just do that down there. Tear it off, and then actually there's no musical bits on there, so I might tear that off down there so we get the violins at least on the page. Then I've got a scrap for something else or somewhere else. And then I can tear that there. I'm not going to be too exact because then I can trim it. I can do that down there. I'd like something underneath here. Let's just tear that like that. And I might have something going under here and have this going over the top, I think. So can I have underneath? That go? Could have that there maybe. Oops. That's not quite right. I do like Roxy Creations kits for these things because they naturally lend themselves to collaging, don't they? You get lots of nice little bits. So if that went there, that would go there, wouldn't it? And we have a nice bit of music. If I've got a nice piece in that corner, would that be big enough? Might just be big enough. But most of it will be lost around the page. I know. No, it's not quite big enough, is it? A little bit more, slightly bigger piece of music. Right, I knew I had a bigger piece. So I think that can go under here. So I'm just going to tear that off. It's just a piece I coffee dyed myself, just with a paintbrush and a cup of coffee. Let's take that off. And I'll do this piece as well. Right, see what we've got. I'm kind of starting from the bottom up in some ways, but if I did that to there, and then that piece there, and that going down there, and then I've just got to find a couple of bits for the other area. Okay, let's do this. Right, quick battery change. This always happens to me in the middle of my videos. Either the memory card runs out, or the battery dies, or both. And I'm just wondering about this piece here. I quite like that edge actually. Might just tear a piece of that off. I love these papers by Roxy Creations. And then we'll see about tearing that down and keeping the nice inked edge. Yep. I think I'm going to have to just get rid of that white bit on there. It showed a little bit. Okay. Oh, painted it. I printed it. The same on the other side. It was a bit of a surprise. Okay. Alright. And then I just need something really contrasty on the back, on the top. So got this piece. It's obviously far too big, but I just tear it down because I really like that. Maybe just glue it there and then cut it off after. Okay. I suppose I could take it right across, wouldn't I? It's a bit plain on the other side, but that's okay. So put something a little bit more decorative on it. Let's just trim that bit off and glue that down. There. And we've made a start on the other side already. Now this is my little music one, so I might put a bit of this on this side. I've decided I'm not going to try and do this. If you saw Rachel's video where she put a window in some book page, and I just, first of all I thought, well, I'll have a go at that, and then when I saw how awkward it was to do, I thought, well, actually, it's probably just as easy to collage. And I don't want to make life any more difficult for myself than necessary. So I'm just sticking with the collaging. And I like collaging anyway, so why not just do it? Get rid of these bits. And actually I'll need to just tear it down to there. Right, so I've gone a bit narrow, haven't I? Shall I go up to the window and put something down there? Or do it on the edge? Might put a little extra something down there, I think. Okay. Right. I need to find a little something narrow just to go along the edge of the pocket. Right, something. I'm quite tempted to put this on here. Looks like I actually made this a little bit wide, so maybe I should just do that and cover that up on that side. I can do it there, can't I? Yep, I think that's what I'll do. Which side do I like best? This one's got a bit of script on it. No. I don't think I want the brown edge actually on that side at the top, because brown on brown. I want something with a bit of contrast. Okay, I'll do that. Okay. That's better. Now, this one, I'm wondering, so there is this paper, which I could use. Sorry, I got a frog in my throat. I've got that. I'm thinking about a pocket at the bottom there, and this is slightly thicker paper, which would be good for a pocket, but I also had some scrapbook paper from the Stemperia kit, which I'm not sure it's going to be big enough. That's the only thing. Is that the only piece? I had two pieces, but oh, there's the other pieces. Let's have a look. Because actually that would be a better size, wouldn't it, for a pocket? Depends what you want to put in it, really, I suppose. This is a bit thicker. Oh, that might work. It's so pretty, that's why. I don't know. And there's this piece as well, which doesn't really look music at all. It's just pretty, but doesn't speak music. Neither does that. But this piece does, and so does this. Right, so I just need a little bit of something across here. I'll put it on upside down. That's the way things are going with me at the moment. If I can put something on back to front or upside down, I will. If you saw my music journal video on Monday, you'll know what I mean. Yes. Right. Just got to find this little scrap to go down here, haven't we? Got any little teeny scraps? I mean, I don't very often keep the tiny scraps just because I can never imagine using them, but that's not even long enough. So even though it probably show on the other side, it doesn't really matter because it's just a big book page. There we go. Okay, then I think I'm going to, where'd it go? Was this the piece? I think it was. Oh no, that's the page. Right, I think I'm going to, I'll cut this with the trimmer just to make it a nice clean edge for the pocket. Oh no, I don't want the pocket. Ah, no. Pocket's got to go, because this goes around the corner, doesn't it? This is meant to be bendy. And I've made the pocket too big. Oops. So the fold is there, isn't it? Just mark where the fold is. So actually my pocket has only got to go, there we go, only got to go up to here really. It's a much smaller pocket than I thought. So, right, so I'll put that there, then when it's going to be bent here, but I'm not going to bend it or fold it until it's properly dry. Okay, so do I need to put a little something on there? Maybe I do. Maybe I need to put a little bit of, a little tiny piece of paper down there, cover that up, because I don't want to see that. And I'll put that on the book, on that fold. folded bit, because that's going to be visible, isn't it, when it goes on the book. Okay. Now we can put the pocket on. I will punch the thumb notch again. Okay. Right, let's just straighten up some of these edgy bits. So that's that one. And that will fold, and then there'll be a pocket. So I'll leave it for now, let it dry, and finish off the other one. This one, which I don't think is going to need an awful lot. I might want to put something across to cover this where it says Basildon Bond. What have we got? So it did sound quite... Might do something with some of this pink. Some pinky bits. Ruler, where is it? Okay, I'm just trying to decide which side to use this on, because it's so pretty. I don't know if I want to use it just on that really narrow piece. Might use something else there. Just tear that down a bit. Oops. Why is that not? Hold it a bit firm up. Okay, now it's going. Oh well, never mind. Turn it across that way. And that way as well. I'll just put that there. I'm going to have a little something going down that side, but that's okay. Let's just not worry about things like that. Just keep sticking bits on before we run out of time. I don't even know if I'll have time to embellish in the video itself, because of course I can never get as much done as Rachel. I don't know how she does it. She always looks like she's so relaxed and taking her time and choosing her papers, and she appears to be taking ages to do it, and yet she gets far more done than I ever manage. I might just take that piece. Just because I think it might go quite well there, don't know why. Oop. Whoop, whoop, get back, get back. So I wouldn't even worry about covering this piece up if it hadn't been for this white corner. But I'm going to have to. And nope. I think I might use a piece of this again. Make sure I don't have it going below the top of the pocket there. Might just pull that right over to the edge. Okay. How would it look if it folded over? No, I don't think so. No, not fold over. Alright, let's see what else we've got. I rather love that, except it's upside down. No. So, no. Where's my basket gone? Oh, there it is. I'll use a piece of that down there. Yes, I think I will. This one is decidedly eclectic. All the blues on the outside, haven't I? I've kind of gone a bit pink on the inside. Goodness knows what journal that would go in. Maybe I ought to knock back the pink a little bit and go for something a bit bluer down the bottom. A bit more blue in it, perhaps. Or not even blue, maybe something lacy at the bottom. Maybe that will do quite nicely. And can I use I wonder whether this would look, that would make quite a nice pocket, wouldn't it? Not quite sure what, I must have been planning to make something with this, but it's not folded very straight. So I was thinking if I'm going to use the copy weight, I'm going to need to reinforce the top a bit. Right, so how do I want this to go? I want it to be that way, don't I? cover up the join this time. Shall I straighten this out? Now, if I fold that there, is that pocket going to be big enough? Because I've already got the fold, so I don't want to introduce a new one. I think it will. Okay. And I've got a nice reinforced top. Hopefully that'll make the pocket stronger. You know what I've forgotten, but I'm going to do it just quickly. Try not to get glue everywhere on myself. Okay. Didn't like it much because it was wet, so I'll have to just cut that. Ooh. Slightly weird. Slightly weird that I'm not, but oh well. Should have thought of it before I did the gluing, shouldn't I? Alright. Okay, so it's a bit of a hodgepodge, this one, but nevertheless I quite like it. I like that along there too. Just to cover that bit up. I think I'm going to do that. Or is that going to make this too big, too thick? No, I'm just going to put it on there. I don't think I'm going to have time to decorate this one, guys. I'm going to, because this video is getting way too long, but I will search for something and I'll put it on, stick something on the front, and it'll probably be a bird or a flower, usual suspects, and I'll put some pictures at the end. This has been torn and inked, so it doesn't go quite flush to the edge. I might just trim it. Yeah. Let us trim. Now, where's the other one gone? There we are. Okay, as I said, here's the deal. I will go away and I will edit these, and if I have room and I have a bit of space in my video, I'll come back and finish them off on camera. If I don't, I'll finish them off camera and take photos. That's fair. Otherwise you'll be, these videos get just so long the way the time I take over these things, I don't know. And you don't want to be sitting there for more than an hour. You probably don't want to sit there for as long as an hour, but that is kind of the deal when I'm with my videos. I keep seeing things I need to trim off. Okay, so they look pretty. They obviously need some decoration, and they will get it, but either on or off camera, depending on how the editing goes. Hi there, I'm back. I thought I'd just pop back in as I managed to grab myself a couple of minutes, well, a few minutes, after editing, so I could just finish these little babies off. So I better get started because I haven't got long and we're off to the craft fair in a few minutes. So, yeah, I got myself going quite nice and early this morning so I could try and find some time to do this and then it's done. So I'm going to do this one, which is the music one, and I have done some preparation, otherwise we'd never get finished. So I've got this piece torn out of the kit by Digital Scrap Helper. This one was just an ephemera kit. It was a tag, I think. No, it was a pocket. And I just tore out the violin just because I only wanted the image to put on the front here. Because it ties in with these violins up here. And I thought it went quite well, but it needed something behind it. So I pulled out it was the lace I was looking at when I was doing the cover of the music journal. Trying to decide which way around it needs to go. And I thought, oh, this might be quite nice as a backing lace. Sort of like that. So that's what I'm going to use. And yes, so that's, yeah, all the rest of the bits are for the other side. So I'm just going to pop these on. I've got some words to go on here as well. Yes, so let's crack on and get this done. Right, now, I think the other thing I wanted to do on the front here was put these words. These are from the Sweet Music kit. So I actually picked out the words Sweet Music. I just thought they might work on here. I'm not quite sure exactly where. Maybe there. They're a bit wide, aren't they? A little bit wide. Sweet Music. I might just put those up there. Oh, I'm going to use this now, it's flowing. I know I keep getting the glue out, but they never completely clears, does it? Yes, I think that's enough. It's quite busy enough on the front page. So let's do the back, or the inside, should I say, not the back, because it's going to be the inside, and it's the bit with the pocket in it. It's a little bit plain, so I thought I needed to decorate it up a little bit more. So I picked out a few more bits from this ephemera kit that I have, and I rather like, because of the colour on here, it's just as a hand playing a piano, but the colour goes, I think, rather nicely on here. So I think I might just chop the corners a little bit. Just give it a little bit of shaping. I know this is something that Rachel herself does a lot. I don't do it as much as she does, but I quite like it on some of these small things. Just cutting the corners off, it just gives them a little bit of shape. It's a bit too small to use the corner rounder. So I've got that there. And I've got this nice little label here, which I thought looked really pretty on the pocket there. And I also had this little scrap of trim floating around. It's not really lace, it's a little floral trim. So I thought maybe that would look quite nice just there, with that nestled into the middle of, yeah, into that little dip there. That would look quite nice there. I also was wondering, I might put on, I can't remember if I was going to do it on this one or the other one, but I was toying with the idea of putting on some washi tape. I've got a load of washi tape strips. A lot of them I made in the last, well, not last year's, the year before's challenge. This is actually from a proper washi tape strip, or a sheet that I bought, which I've hardly ever used. And actually, I think a bit of that might look quite nice on there, so picking out the colours. I just thought I might put that down there or somewhere as a little pop of colour, because it's quite neutral, maybe a bit up the top. Let's just snip a piece off and see how it looks. I might put that there, maybe up here, or maybe down there. I don't know if it will go. I don't want to put that on top. I'm going to peel it off and try and put it somewhere. Try and use some of these because they're rather nice, and it makes a nice change to put a bit of that on. That's just a little pop of colour which kind of ties in all these together and brings that in, and then I should put this on here. Yep, I'm happy with that. Now let's see, is the washi tape going to work today? Okay. Calm down, Karen. You have time. Okay. So yep, I'm liking that on there. I'm going to put this little bit of trim on here. Just take off this little bit right there. Yeah, that works really nicely. So there, that one's done. And then we'll do the other one. Get these out of the way. So this is the bluey one, and I just got a few bits that I pulled out. So I rather like this little bird, and I can't remember the name of the Etsy shop where I got it from. I'll have to trim off his tail a little bit, I think, but he's rather sweet there, and he goes quite nicely on there. And then I had this little tickety thing, which was in my LA Hay Treasures box. So I'm going to pop that on there underneath for him to stand on. And then I couldn't resist. I'm going to use a bit of one of my gold doilies, or a bit of one of my gold doilies that I received in my lovely box from Tiana and Tonya. So I'm just going to pop that. I know it's quite bright, but I thought I'll just have a little bit showing, like that. I think that's a bit almost too much. I might glue the bird on before I add it to and then I'll trim off any excess doily that's sticking out that I don't need. Like that. Got my dry one so I can just wipe off the excess. Okay. And then I thought it needed a little something up here, so I have got a little butterfly just to pop up there. It may be that when the time comes and I come to use this little pocket or flip, I might end up adding more, I don't know. But for now I think that's enough just to brighten it up. I wanted this bit of contrast in colour on the front here. Oops, I think I need a bit of, get that of white there. It's getting onto the window. Okay. So that's the front. There may still be a label to add, but for now I think that will do fine. I realised when I folded this that actually this is the bit that's going to be gluing onto the page, so I didn't really need to decorate this right to the edge, and it's actually made it a little bit harder to bend because I did, but it's too late to worry about it now, of course. Another butterfly for the pocket. That's all good. And I also pulled out some of my handmade washes, the ones I did with the Roxy Challenge. So I did wonder, because I've got this down here, I thought I might put some of this down here. I found this as well. I've got this music washi. I wonder if I can squeeze that onto the music one. I might have a quick look in a sec. Okay, let's just pop a piece of that down there, I think, just to bring that colour in. Now there or up here? And wanted to break up this piece of white lace, I think. Maybe a tiny bit up the top as well. I think it might be the first time I've used these. I just forget they're there. So I saw them and I thought, oh, if I put them on my desk, they're under my nose, I might think to use them. Just going to put that. Don't really want it at an angle. Super sticky, these labels. Now, do I want it to wrap around? Yes, why not? There we are. Put that up there. And I had this little scrap from the previous one when I was cutting down the background for the violin. I had this little piece left, so I thought I might put it down there. The other way, I think, for the butterfly to sit on. I may have to remove his antennae because they're going to get caught up in the thumb hole, whatever it's called. And also one of them's almost hanging off anyway. There we are. Because I like this one because it had a little bit of blue on it, but it was still would be a nice contrast on this pocket. And it, you know, some of the colours are. It's a fairly eclectic mix on the background here, so I thought this butterfly kind of suited that. So let's pop that on. Yeah. So if I'm going to have something in here, it doesn't really need a lot of decoration here. So I think it's fine. And I haven't planned anything else anyway. So that's that one. I'll have a quick look to see if I can add any of the music washi. I can use it on something else, of course. I'm not sure it's really... I think it's what they call over-egging the pudding. No, too much. Okay. That's it. We're done. So thank you for joining me today for this slightly stop-start video. But we're definitely stopping now. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.